Grand Finals, because they are upon us as Team Liquid makes their way to Vitality, who has made the upper bracket run with Zen. Can the rookie make his debut with a regional win, or can Liquid overwhelm?
In a weekend where we were seeing if Zen could live up to the hype, it's now them versus Team Liquid. The team that 1 year ago, Johnny, were the new hype, looking to squash the dreams of the youngster. But if they want to do that, they've got to beat them twice.
Yeah, what a way to go into the final, though. 4 straight wins against a hot BDS. Now, if there's ever a time to believe in Liquid, you'd think it would be now. Vitality have played the best tournament out of any team that we've seen this weekend. But the grand final always hits different. Anything can happen here. All eyes on this guy, Zen. Have been all on him all weekend. He's performed brilliantly. Facilitation has been what Zen's all about.
Yeah, very good at just reading the play. I'd imagine one of the easiest players in the world to go around with, because you know if you go forward, he's probably got you covered. Let alone what he can do offensively, which tends to be the more highlight-grabbing stuff. Look forward to seeing whether or not, as well, the perfect bracket can come out from the Oracle himself. By the time they do win this, that would be quite something. And they are the team expected to do so. The desk expecting it. Everyone at home expecting it. A toe with Oski. He's got support, but Radosin is just too good.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable save by Radosin. Zen actually panic flipped there, left Radosin 1v1, actually 1v2. He managed to get away from the bump and make the save. Radosin, such a storied career he's had starting off. Starting to make a splash in the EU scene with Williams Resolve back in the day. Nobody thought he was able to play at this level, but now he's proven it. Oh, Zen's capitalized on a miss here. That looked like it should have been cleared by Team Liquid. You can't give Zen opportunities like that.
Zen's freedom to avoid the bump, and he's put it behind a toe. And after the miss, it was going to be pretty simple, but I do love your point there about Radosin, because we've had so much fanfare for Zen coming into this. There was none of it for Radosin. A lot of people looked at that move and went, what? And I think a lot of people are going to be looking at this goal, and they're going to think, what?
Yeah, Alpha was, I think, just a little bit unnecessary there, going to pop the ball. He's hoping that Oski's already committed when he pops that. But Oski just waited for that touch and then took the shot. Radosin expected it, but he was a bit too far off his line. Yeah, Alpha just getting the wrong decision there, unfortunately, for Radosin. You know, he'd look like a genius if Oski just jumped immediately, though. So, you know, fair play to Alpha from that perspective. He wasn't making a play that can't work. It just depends on if he gets the right read. That time he didn't.
Oski has pre-jumped about 2 weeks too early. Now off the backboard, Radosin in, puts some pressure on a toe. Lays the ball off to his teammate. 0 boost for Oski. Does well anyway. Now picked up a little bit of something. Continues on. Oski trying to outplay everybody. Now he's got the ball in field. And the Krog's pass way too high for this to find someone else. Radosin takes his time past 1. Alpha is on the far side. Does win the challenge, and Chronic has to just get into some safety.
That's a very nice bounce for Team Liquid as well. Chronic receives it after hitting it into the wall in the first place. Look at that. What can Attil do with 1 boost? He's used it there just to try to get some propulsion. Chronic with a whole lot more now. Zen going to make sure that his first touch goes nowhere. Team Liquid are looking for a way through. With Vitality all back in defense, it's going to be difficult to find. Attil fakes high, goes low. Not once, but twice. Still Vitality, able to clean up the mess. Very structured defense all weekend, right, Vitality. You know, we expected them to just be all-out offense. You know, the mechanicals show up front. They've looked like a very complete team. That's why they're in this final, really. Ferra said it in the interview after the winter final. Then about making space for teammates. What a save by Alpha. Force came through. He was there to make the save. Zen now blocks the follow-up. Team Liquid with an extended pressure period. Vitality have answered well.
I feel like the quality of defense across everybody has been very solid today, especially. It's the reason why the quality of the goals has been so good as well, because everyone's had to score the goals that we'd often refer to, Johnny, as you can't do that every game. Well, no, that is every game from here on out. That is what we can come to expect, and Oski was so close. So putting that one on target, crucial touch to take it away from him. Now Atto looking for the outplay. Can he get some follow-up? Not quite. 90 seconds left in this game. Bump to Zen!
Oh! Well, that'll do it. Vitality have been in the defensive half for a while, but suddenly a shot comes through for Alpha. It looked like Zen might be going for the ball, but he actually just bumps the last defender out the way, knowing the shot was already on target.
I'm not entirely sure that's gone that way, but hey, it worked. It's in. And you got yourself a 1-goal lead. We take those. Minute 15 as well. Toe back into the midfield. There's been a few of these now for Liquid. Oh. And they've not been there. They don't quite know when they're going to get those wins. So they haven't been able to anticipate the follow-up. Oski back over the top, getting long periods of time on the offense. In field, Ato off the bump as well, but 2 players, you're not going to get both of them.
Oh, look at Zen go. He's on the transition here. Tight angle. Leaves it. And Alpha is actually going to be denied by Ato, who had an eye on Zen. 1 eye on Alpha there. Watching for the shot. Great call there by Zen, though, to lead the shot for Alpha, who had a much better angle. That would have fooled a lot of goalkeepers. Ato's not one of them.
And now you've got to try and find a way past a defense of this quality. You know they don't need to do much. Off the backboard, Zen tries to set up. Radosin keeps the play alive, but that is playable for Oski. Got a Chronic in the midfield. Should he be able to find him? Instead, Radosin on the half rotation. It's been difficult to get those clean-cut opportunities. Liquid, plenty of time on the ball. Now they've got to make something happen.
Oski with no time left. Double reset. Shoots downwards. It's going to be defended by Vitality. They'll confirm the game 1 win. Vitality, clinical. Just too consistent in defense. They look like a perfect team at the moment. Zen not coming in with the 1v3 style that we see from so many youngsters, so many young mechanical players in the scene, trying to come in and steal the show. He just wants to be a part of the Vitality show, and it is working out so well. I mean, I am just so impressed that a player with his mechanical ability is this selfless on the ball. It is wonderful to watch. Team Liquid have got a real problem on their hands here. Any momentum they had from the 4-0 win in the lower final, now gone.
Yeah, and I think it's very interesting as well, because for the longest time, there was the argument about how you cannot put this many mechanical players together because they're all going to suck the oxygen out of the room. They're going to take up too much boost. You just can't do it. No, not the case. This is a new hybrid style of player where you are now seeing not just Zen playing well, but this is the best Alpha and Radosin we have seen in a good while.
It's just it was always a ridiculous take, and it looks more and more ridiculous with every passing season to say you can have too much mechanical ability on a team. There's no limit to how much mechanical ability you can have, and just how much it'll help you. You know, mechanics, it just makes you more efficient, makes you a lot more difficult to deal with. Zen looking at the stealing double here. Oski's all over him. And you know, when we say that Zen's not come into this event with the 1v3 mechanical plays, it's not to downplay his achievement here. He's actually just playing so well as a team player. You know, he's not trying to 1v3 every single play. He's passing, he's making space for his teammates, he's faking, he's calling that he's leaving the ball to let his teammates come into these plays. These are all good things to do. It's, I think, something a lot of the other mechanical players around the world are going to be looking at, thinking, okay, maybe it's time for me to trust my teammates a little bit more.
Toe off the reset. Now we get the follow-up, and that was what was missing in game number 1. They had the mechanics, they had small wins, they never had the follow.
Yeah, good positioning there by Oski. He's covered in any kind of weak clear in that direction, which is what's happened here. Radosin didn't expect to get just a clean touch on that. He's hoping to just block it, stop the play in its tracks. That last second change of direction from Ato forced his touch to be a bad one. Oski ready for it. Team Liquid 1-0.
Oski once again on the ball, on the play, and maybe on the way to getting his team another one. Then Radosin crunches through some challenges. Zen doesn't look like he's got support for a while yet. Alpha just sneaking up behind. Oski controlling every single time at the moment. Working for now, but you do wonder what happens when Vitality start trying to shut that down. But now Vitality have been pretty happy just to allow the play to develop from Team Liquid and just deal with what heads their way.
Oh, so beautiful back pass there by Ato.
Oh, okay.
That corner double coming out of defense. Always expect one more touch with players like these on the field. Vitality are playing very closely together. Can they defend? No, they can't. It's another well-worked passing play. First goal was Atto to Oski. Now it's a Chronic to Atto. Team Liquid, the three-headed dragon offense, starting to go into top gear.
Significantly improved. Just seems like they dropped the respect a little bit over on the side of Team Liquid. They're not a team that you really want to see in, as you were describing in the last one, a controlled game like Vitality were trying to play. No, this is a roller coaster squad. And they are ready just to go for the ride. For now, they're enjoying that 2-goal lead. And follow up immediately, Atto. Actually gets it back down. That's crucial from a Chronic. Do not want Vitality starting to build up that pressure. Oh, actually, a Chronic's there, and Radosin, incredible vision to shut that down.
Yeah, it's going to be the other 2/3 finally combining for a goal. We've had 2 different combinations from Team Liquid here. Or recovery by Chronic there on the ceiling. They're bringing Oski into the game's end with a difficult overhead read. He misses it, and Oski punishes him. And we do have the perfect combination again. 2/3 for every single player on Team Liquid when it comes to goal participation. 3-0 in game 2.
It's been utter domination. If they lost the momentum from the 4-0 win, it's right back with some new momentum. They're not allowed to hold it from a series. They'll try and score 4 in this game. Radosin scrambling back. Actually, touch that allows Radosin to move back into the play. Team Liquid running rampant, responding so well, and Atto's already off the ceiling. This is scary. This is a team that is just going for what they think will work, i.e. the best version of Team Liquid, and it is 4-0. A trick for Oski.
They're just unstoppable when they get rolling. This team have had an unbelievably high peak this weekend. Radosin worried about the bump from a Chronic there, didn't dive into the play, and he just gets completely exposed. The top corner shot flies over his head. And this is just ridiculous. 3 goals for Oski in this game. They're making Vitality look pretty normal right now. No shots at all for Vitality. So flawless pressure play from Team Liquid continues.
And we have spoken an awful lot about what this is for Team Vitality. The debut of Zen, the improvements that are there, maybe Alpha finally getting a chance to match the silverware to his talent level. But for Team Liquid, they had a very interesting offseason. And for a Chronic more than anyone else, this would be so validating to go in and win this regional.
Oh, certainly. I mean, there's a lot of trash talk on Twitter this weekend after EU Day 1. The Chronic was part of it from many different discussions. You know, a lot of players were tweeting at him saying, you know, your spot in this team's not safe. Oski and Atto are going to look for a better player, and he's here to show that they don't need to look for a better player. You know, he is confident. He's ready to not just go deep in this tournament, but win the entire thing. When you've got Oski on form like this, I think it is possible. Atto's had an incredible event, start to finish, but it's that, you know, that 1-2 punch, Oski and Atto. Some of the shots they're pulling off in this last day of competition are completely ridiculous. And Chronic as well, scored a banger in the last series. It's been a joy to watch them on the field.
It must be, I mean, we already have Colin Stumpy that we speak to an awful lot, but what are the most entertaining teams to be a supporter of? Because you really do not know what you're going to get. They seem to have the floor that is always going to be a top 4 team, even despite what we see from them sometimes. But the ceiling, we really don't know where that is for this squad.
No way.
We very rarely get to see all 5 just popping off. All 3 all popping off. It looks like 5 sometimes. But we are now heading towards the final few moments of this game. Vitality proved what they were capable of in game number 1. Team Liquid smash game number 2. We tie the series up at 1 each.
I mean, you come into a grand final like this, in double elimination, you need to win 2 best-of-7s. We all understand that, but I don't think we really truly understand how difficult that is against a team in the form of Team Vitality. And just how well they've played. Their floor has been the highest in this tournament. Maybe Team Liquid have had a higher peak, a higher ceiling, but the floor for Vitality has absolutely been there. I mean, everybody understands that it's difficult, but Team Liquid don't seem to agree. They've just won 4-0 in the second game here, and it was all-out offense the entire time. They barely let Vitality have a sniff at the goal at the other end. Yeah, this is how they're going to do it. If they are going to do it, they're going to do it by crushing in offense.
And one thing you did mention there that I just want to reiterate on is the fact that if you have not seen this sort of bracket before, it is a double elimination. Team Vitality are coming in from the upper bracket. They have not lost in this tournament. Team Liquid lost earlier on today. They must defeat Vitality twice. One to drop them into the losers bracket, another one to eliminate them. So this might not be the only series left today. For Vitality, they're hoping it is. And they're hoping that Team Liquid have stepped down a gear, because if we see another game like that one, then the reset is looking likely.
Speaking of resets, already seeing many.
Also just known as playing the ball from Oski.
Yeah, also just known as a touch. You know, it's probably a higher likelihood that these guys can get a reset on the ball than any of us on the... Okay, well, maybe not. I don't want to shade CJ too much. I was going to say any of us in the cast can hit the ball. You know, fair play to him. He was pro.
I was mentioning 5v3s last time. We need him for our pros versus casters games. Then we maybe can get you to hit an open net, Johnny. A toe off the hook shot. Bang. Too strong.
Atto snipes the bottom corner. It's a missed clear by Zen. He's trying to get that past the halfway line. Atto sets himself perfectly with the first touch. He can shoot that any corner of the net that he wants, or he can even pass himself off the back wall with a run-up like this. Alpha 54, before he can figure out which option Atto's going to go for, is already too far away from the ball. 1-0.
5 without an answer. Zen looking to be the answer.
The chosen one responds. Zen up into the air early with a ceiling. Double tap and then a flip reset to finish it off. I mean, we're asking a lot of the youngster here. No one has had to come in with this much pressure on them to RLCS in a long while. He is responding to all the critics and doing it in style.
Over the top, Alpha has pre-jumped to try and set himself up for a double tap. Doesn't quite work. But Vitality have snapped the skid. Now it's Zen off the ceiling. Acrotic is all by himself. He's got two to deal with. Is it going to be the setup? Not quite. Asked a little bit too much of Alpha. But there's always the worry, and you're getting it even worse. Zen has the brace.
I suppose they've always got that option, the Zen option. Just go ball chase, young man. Just do your thing. 2-1. Right before that, he had a 1v3 passing play attempt that nearly ended up in a goal. Now Team Liquid have got even more to think about.
Well, that's maybe the quickest I've felt momentum in a series shift. Whiplash from that sort of play.
Oh my goodness.
Zen and Redosin combining. Zen's already in. He's out of boost, but that's going to drop down in a toe. The coolest man in the lobby. Happy to just control it.
Yeah, just Cucumber personified in that play. Absolutely ridiculous.
I'm starting to wonder how difficult of a position you'd have to put him in for Oski to not control the ball with a reset.
It'll be a while before we see that. Oh, Redosin's got half a chance here. Much more than half a chance. All of a sudden, he waited a bit long for Zen to get the demo there. Shot no longer possible before the rotation came through for Team Liquid. Here goes Zen again, though. He really has stepped up this game. He's moving pretty quickly, showing it. Oh my goodness, he's uncontainable.
You want a hat trick? He's got it for you. You want it in style? He's got you covered. Zen, outplay, out everything. You cannot stop him.
It's like
3-1.
What are you going to do? Stole them. What was it? Ceiling double and followed up by a reset? I didn't catch it. Could you do it again? Zen says, yeah, no problem. Here, it looks a little bit like this, but maybe a bit faster this time.
Zen is playing this like he put every single mechanic into a randomizer, decided to pull out the top 3 that come out and put them into the next play of an RLCS regional final. That is what future Rocket League is looking like, and Zen is pioneering it. Alpha, not to be outdone, does get his shot saved.
Zen's up again, though. Decides to go backboard. Atto covers him. Team Liquid having to defend for an extended period of time here. This is not their strong suit. I think that speaks more to how good their offense is than anything else. A team who plays so aggressively can sometimes come back to bite them. This game, I don't think we can really fault them too much. They've just been caught out of position. 3 brilliant plays from Zen. Alpha and Radosin have barely put a wheel wrong as well. 3-1, Oski looking to try and get some momentum back for Team Liquid, the most momentum-based team we've had this weekend. Chronic sees space on the far side. So he's not able to get good contact with the ball, though. That might be an open net miss for Zen. Well, it's Al54, sorry, but I guess that shows even the pros in the highest level regional we've ever seen in the history of Rocket League. Even they missed open nets. Even they missed open nets. Let me go.
I'm creating the compilation. At the end of this season, I'm creating the compilation. The people have not seen half the open nets you've missed.
Listen, just give me something. It's already bad enough missing them. I don't need to then feel the pain again, remembering.
Oh, Oski, no, can't quite create something of it. Team Liquid are running out of time here. They've been dazzled by the bright lights. And Zen is just everywhere. We've heard from the freestyle community, Johnny, what plan B is. I think I like Vitality's plan B a little bit more.
Oh,
okay.
That's not the clear they wanted. Zen trying to knock that into the back corner, but that's very strikeable. Zen invites the shot from a Chronic, regrets his decision. With 30 seconds to go, Team Liquid are in a winnable position.
Let's see what they can do with it. Off the wall, Oski doesn't have the boost to continue onwards, so Zen with Alpha in support. Zen gets the bump, and Oski had to be there. That was going to put the game out of reach. And now this is horrible, because Zen can not only play, he can play it with so much time whittling off the clock. I mean, not what he was after, though. Can Liquid even get control of the ball, let alone set it up in a scoreable shot position?
Well, Vitality are very advanced in the field at the moment, so a counter-attack could come against them. It looks like they're going to be just fine, though. So Team Liquid not able to get anything going at the end of the game there, despite Vitality being very, very pushed up on the field. I mean, not that it was a mistake for Vitality, but inherently risky, of course, to be that far forward with your entire team. When they've got control of the play, when they've got pressure on the ball, no problem. But what a game for Zen. Timeout called Team Liquid. I think good idea there. Can't really fault them for that one. You gotta cool Zen down just a little bit after a game like that one.
I mean, you just also don't want to be against, what would it be, triple match point at that bit if they do go ahead and win this one. Wow. I mean, I thought Liquid were going to come into this and look really comfortable, especially after they got that first goal. And just, it switched immediately. Zen just popped off. If you want the analysis, if you want the critical game breakdown, Zen popped off is about as good as it's going to get for you.
Yeah, it's just what happened. And it's the good news for Vitality is they've not really needed too many Zen pop-offs like that to make this final. But isn't it nice to see that he can do it in the biggest match that we've had all weekend? I think this really is just a timeout for Team Liquid to calm Vitality down. It was already tough to imagine winning twice in best of sevens. Now it's an even bigger ask for them to make the comeback happen. They're down 2-1 in games. Timeout used. But you got to think it's just one series at a time, one game at a time for this team. If they can somehow come back and win this one, suddenly Vitality are going to experience something they haven't all weekend. And that is a loss. So yeah, that's really it for a team like Just try and get your foothold in the series. Try and get your offense going. And somebody, for crying out loud, somebody get up quickly when Zen's on the ball, or Alpha or Riddles, any of them. You need to just challenge fast. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, good of Zen just to have one defensive mistake at the end, just to give everybody some hope. You know, it's fine. He can make mistakes just like everybody else, but it is now up to Team Liquid in a very crucial game number 4 heading our way. We've got the players over on Utopia Coliseum, and we know Team Liquid have got the ability. It really is, exactly as you said, shut down the outplay. When it's been a little bit more of a normal game, I do feel like Team Liquid have actually been the better of the two squads. But if you're going to go for the outplay mode and you're not going to shut down Zen, yeah, you've got some problems on your hands.
And it's not looking good for Team Liquid because Alpha 54 is not even started to get going yet. I mean, just I say that, he tries to make a solo play happen. But really, when you look at the tournament as a whole, it's been Alpha 54's tournament. He's been the guy, and Redostin as well, right there with him. I mean, the full team, yes, but Alpha, for me, has been the best player in this whole tournament. Zen, maybe in this grand final, is, you know, kind of stolen the show, but he's not trying to do that. You know, they're all just doing whatever makes sense in any position. Playing such a great style, making the most of possession that they have, and making life really easy on each other on the pitch. Lovely blood time that Ato's taken there. Oski trying to pre-jump, but got the read wrong. Something a team Liquid have done well. Just taking time on the ball when Vitality are rotating back.
And one of the big things that I do want to highlight here is probably what I consider to be the most important matchup, which is Redostin winning challenges. He has been automatic all weekend long, but he's against Team Liquid, who set you up so well to win those positions. Now Chronic backboard, double tap. Just off target, knew he had to try and snipe a corner. Just asked a little bit too much of himself.
This is more of what Team Liquid had in Game 4, though. If they could just keep that midfield defense going.
Oh, there you go.
Might be in trouble. Oh boy, Ato just goes through everybody here. Quick recovery. That last touch to go past Redostin cannot be what Vitality were expecting. Zen certainly wasn't ready for it. Ato makes it 1-0.
I mean, the read just to get that one going. He's planted himself on the wall, ready for it to come his way, and then he's just going to get going afterwards. We had Oski popping off earlier on. As a reminder that Ato was the star player that we had on Saturday. He was both the best and the worst in that series against Moist. Chronic doesn't need to move on in there. Instead, it's his teammate. Ato, backboard. Has he got the setup? Oski moves on in. Chronic realizes he doesn't want to just blast it. Instead, backboard one more time. Team Liquid are doing such a good job of just extending these plays. There's the setup. One more time. Can they get the goal? It's just so good, Johnny. They did not waste a single touch.
They just absolutely swarmed them. And that last touch from Oski just gets the ball away from where Redostin wanted it to be. Redostin expecting a back wall touch there. He actually had that angle covered, but perfect center ball there from Oski, just smashing it into the ceiling to quickly get it into the middle. What a swing we're seeing here, not for the first time. Team Liquid responding to a loss with a flurry in offense, not once, not twice. Here they come again.
I feel like we're getting a very close series with very few close games. I mean, yes, the last one did end up being 3-2, but it did feel for a long time like it was finished until a late attempt from Team Liquid. And Vitality changed the narrative of that. Get themselves back into this one. What I like as well from what we've seen from Team Liquid is they resist the temptation to take the shot early. We already know that a bad shot is basically a clear for defenses these days. You give anything over to them, it's gone away, and you're gonna have to start all over again. Team Liquid do not put themselves into that position.
Yeah, quite happy to just continue attacking, especially in this matchup. Not in a rush to get a shot on target. They know that they can place shots well. That's what they do. I mean, what is going on? Ato's just
He's jumped to the ceiling to predict it.
That's one way to shut down a ceiling play, is just be on the ceiling in defense as well. But I mean, most ceiling challenges are from players driving up the wall, not jumping from the ground.
Not aerialing it for it. Like, that's commitment. That's putting your boost where your mouth is.
Looks like Vitality actually.
Oh!
They almost get something here off a failed at center ball. Zen kept it alive. Came back towards him. Team Liquid are hanging on. I want to concede now, though. Just get a little bit more time out of the game, and they'll feel a lot more comfortable. 2-goal advantage. It can be big in Rocket League, but, you know, not if you're the team conceding with about a minute to go. Then suddenly it hardly feels like an advantage at all. You're right back to the most volatile position on the pitch. They're not going to be there yet, though. Oski Backs Zen up into the corner. Then all he could do is get it back into the midfield where a Chronic is waiting. This is perfectly done by Team Liquid. They're all active in the midfield. They're all relevant in every play. Keeping up their momentum, keeping their boost high. And what an outplay that is by Oski. Nearly gets the third goal through.
Oski has just stepped it up in this grand finals. 3 jumps just to avoid the demo. Vitality constantly threatening that. Long clear out for us to trek all the way back. Well, he was very brave with it. It worked.
I was getting flashbacks there. I've done that many times myself, but on the wrong side of the post. Time really getting away from Vitality now, though. Team Liquid are not overcommitting here. This is a disciplined end of the game. A team who always look for more goals realize it might be better to just let the clock do the work for us here. Let's keep the ball high, away from Vitality, and that will send us into Game 5, all tied up.
I'm curious the move here, because we know Team Liquid have burnt their timeout. Vitality still have access to theirs. Are they going to use it now, or will they wait for a potential match point from Team Liquid? I haven't heard a shout yet, though.
I don't think they use it here. I mean, we always do say if you're losing badly, you know, if you get absolutely clapped in Game 4, you don't want to wait until match point to call your timeout. But this wasn't a clapping here. You know, Vitality.
This
lost
one I'm
some early
okay with
goals.
either way on the call. Like, I don't think that there's necessarily a wrong decision right now. The only real reason you want to call it is if Farah has seen something that he needs to say. But it does seem like he is happy overall with the performance of his team. And that does mean that we will be going to game number 5 uninterrupted. Johnny, I have a question for you. In the case that we do get that bracket reset, does the favorite for this change? Vitality came in as the favorite. Would that go to Liquid?
It's really tough to say. I mean, it's unknown territory all of a sudden. If we get a bracket reset here, then we find out how are Vitality going to play after a loss. Because right up until now, Zen and Vitality playing with Zen have yet to lose a tournament that they've played. They've won every tournament they've played. Now, this is the first RLCS tournament they've played, but they haven't really done a whole lot of losing, if any. So how they respond to that we'll be learning about that if they lose this first best of 7. It's uncharted territory. The big unknown. Yeah, though, that's not looking too bad.
That was close to the pinch.
Yeah, he's managed to turn an interception into a pinch on target. That's defense to attack in the fastest way possible.
That's the level now. Offense can happen at any moment, and the field really is not that big. Oh, hello. Oh, Toe's just over here for some reason. I'll tell you what, it's worked. Liquid,
why not?
Trying to just catch them out.
I mean, you know, back in the day, any other season, you might see a player in that position and think, why? But, you know, for players like Atto, you just have to, instead of saying why, you have to just ask yourself, okay, when is that going to be relevant? Because it's inevitable that at some point he's going to turn it into a goal or turn it into a shot on target. I mean, that's just what Atto, Oski, you know, Zen in this grand final, Alpha all weekend have been doing. And, you know, a bit to a lesser extent, Redosin and a Chronic, but they've all had their moments. It's been...
Oh, what a hair.
Full of highlights. Good lead there by Redosin. Saving his boost. Zen called that he had it. Tom's working out for Vitality on that play.
Passes. The clears have been phenomenal on both sides of the ball. Defense really showing through. Zen avoids being hit, and now it is a Chronic by himself. And he's got a lot of orange cars around him. Needs the help. It's across the front of goal. It's scrambling. Who's going to get there? Vitality decide to back down because they know they can take a second shot at it.
Well, you know, I've not really had many complaints about this grand final, but I do not like that hit from Oski. He's just given the ball to Vitality there in a position where his whole team is boost starved and none of them have momentum. No one's ready to follow up on that touch. I really don't see any advantage being gained by just hitting the ball away. If he just gets behind that goal side, low 50, it'll give his teammates time to get into position. It'll give his teammates time to grab boost, build up some momentum, and maybe get back into position. They're down by 2 now. Well, it's all gone wrong for Team Liquid.
It's just popped off Oski. The little things that are making the difference in this grand finals. Redosin doubles up the lead. And these early surges have not been answered just yet in this series. A Chronic only as far as Redosin. Team Liquid are not getting the most out of these. There's the shot, there's the goal! That was much better.
Yeah, all of a sudden, a goal goes the other way. I mean, Oski's 50'd it into the middle, and Ato's there to finish. No goalkeeper for Vitality there. Means that Radosin really should not be trying to 50 the ball high in any way. But that's not, you know, it might not be his fault that he's done that. He might not have had a call that his teammates are going to be slow back. You never really know till you hear the comms, but what we can be certain of is that Radosin in that position is going to try and control the ball. He doesn't want it bouncing violently into the middle because they didn't have a goalkeeper ready to challenge the ball if that's what happens. I mean, you see what does happen. You know Team Liquid are going to have someone in the middle ready to shoot it. And he certainly did.
Chronic controls. He's got time. He's got boost. Let's see what he can come up with. Doesn't quite find Radosin's car. Let's get the challenge, and the Chronic's on the half rotation. He actually made his way through off the double. Who's going to be the first to follow? Radosin makes himself big enough. Now Radosin and Alpha both went for the same ball, so lay it up to a Chronic, see what he can cook. Flip reset over the top of one. Team Liquid have done good work in these sort of positions, but that was wasteful.
Oh, sorry, Ato should be fine here. He's trying to redirect this, but goes a bit too high for him off that first touch. Definitely the most panic game that we've seen here. Both teams panicking all over the pitch. Oh my goodness, it's just gone in. A Chronic too strong midair. We've got a tie game.
Oski reset and just send the cars. See if it works.
Oh my goodness.
It absolutely did. Get dunked on. 2 each. A minute and 52. And also series point on the line. Whoever gets this will be in the driver's seat. A Chronic reset for himself, takes it down to the floor. And Team Liquid are now just trying to crowd that back third.
It's definitely a bit of a tilter for Vitality. Two 50-50s that have ended up in the back of the net. I mean, we know Rocket League's not a game of luck unless we're talking kickoff spawn points, demo respawn points. You don't have any other luck in the game, but it does feel unlucky when 50-50s lead to goals against you. Vitality have to ignore that right now, try and get their noses back in front. A minute to do it with, 18 boost for Zen. No doubt you can outplay 4, 5, 6 players here if he wants to. He gets past 2.
I mean, he has done that. There is footage.
That's not a good clear. The second clear is a lot better there from Ato, making up for his previous mistake.
Massive goal up for grabs here for both teams. Radosin sees Alpha. He's gone so early. The pass is brilliant. And Team Liquid just held everybody back. They were not willing to try and race that one. You can still see, though, every single time Team Liquid get the ball out of their own side of the field, just trying to chase down the third man. Do not want to make it easy. Radosin off the back. Ato happy to try and play this game with him. And Chronic's actually still downfield. Doesn't get anything for it. Team Liquid have been lethal in these positions. The top, good challenge, double commit. Ato to finish. Zen too strong, and the shot was off target.
That's a massive stand by Zen. Completely alone with a bump coming his way. He still gets the touch on the ball to clear it. Vitality in it to win it. It's Zen with the double. He doesn't get contact, but Radosin's got a free shot. He's going to shoot right to the goalie.
Off the backboard, Zen sets up. Radosin's on the wrong angle. Zen down for Alpha. Back out to Radosin. Shut down immediately. No. Alpha keeps it alive. From the flick. Couldn't find the car. We have overtime.
Well, suddenly that went into an incredibly scary position for Team Liquid, but they've settled it. Are they going to be right back in the defense here? No, it's Ato. Lob pass to Oski. Reset is his. Another one maybe. Indeed it is. And in comes Ato for the finish, surely. And then Oski there to score it. The clear just never came through for Vitality.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Johnny, I know I'm a little bit biased because I need to get back in the prediction competition, but please give me another series of this. Outside of that, I really want another best of 7 to add on top. The level is absurd, and Vitality now have to win 2 in a row.
It's ridiculous. I mean, we knew this was going to be a banger based on what we've seen from these players, these teams all weekend, but this is very, very tense. Overtime game
Oh,
5.
it's ridiculous.
Very
If
quick
this
goal,
is the
actually.
future of this esport, I am so happy.
Oh, I've got good news. I would predict the future is even more incredible. We're getting flashes, little glimpses of the future. I mean, this is a very futuristic lobby. We've got brilliancies all over the pitch in every single series today. I think the future of Rocket League is just brilliancies constantly. If it keeps trending the way it has the past few years, then we're going to be in for a treat in the long term. But we don't need to wait anymore.
Just
Back
enjoy
in the
this
day,
now.
back in the day, we had to wait. We're thinking, okay, maybe 2 years from now, 3 years, those kind of shots will be possible. But the future is now. I mean, we're getting crazy, absolutely crazy goals on the regular. That being said, that game was a bit messy, to be fair. I think that was the messiest game of the grand final by a fair margin by both teams.
I love messy Rocket League. Why do you think I'm so happy?
It makes sense, though. You know, the pressure's really getting to a climax here. Vitality had a 2-goal advantage, and we saw numerous double commits in this last game. We saw numerous 50-50s also working out brilliantly for Team Liquid. But I think, you know, Team Liquid, at the end of the day, they did deserve that. They really are the team who are attacking more in this matchup. And they're the team who are kind of deciding who the winner's going to be. If they can get it right, they're going to win. Because Vitality, you know, maybe Zen had a game 3 where he took over. Apart from that, Team Liquid have been the team in control.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're going to see more mistakes happen in a series like this because it's a little bit like driving a Formula One car. They are trying to extract everything they can, and you get to a point where it's that little step too much. You lose the grip and you just go sliding. You've got to find the balance now in a series like this where the other team will happily keep pushing the bar higher. How long can you keep doing that whilst maintaining the flawless form? Here we go. Now, we either get one of two things here, Johnny, and I'm happy either way. Either we are going to Champions Field for Vitality to take a chance at winning this regional, or we get ourselves a second series. Let's find out what it's going to be.
Yeah, why can't we just have it all, to be honest? Let's have a Game 7 and a second series. I'm sorry, Vitality fans, but Team Liquid have just been so entertaining to watch this weekend. You know, I'm putting my own bias aside here. Love to be right with the predictions, but let's have a second best of 7. Why not? Why not see more of this level of Rocket League? I can't wait another 2 weeks for EU Regional 2. Let's just keep it going.
It's been massive performances for so many teams. BDS back on form. Oh, that was dangerous. The shot is going to be a little bit wide. The return of Scrub Killer. Carmine Corp, 4th place. Who on earth would have thought they would say that about the major champions in the grand finals of this caliber? So good first touch. Chronic barrels through the second one. Oski, backboard. Who's first? Well, 2 Vitality players.
And they know they've got to be up quickly for these. Team Liquid have not said no to many chances. They're up for everything in the final thirds. That's, you know, really put a lot of pressure on Vitality, who now know if they're not up immediately, then they're going to get beaten to the ball. That's a real problem because you don't even have time to communicate a lot of the time whose ball it is, who's going to go and who's going to sit down on the ground. You just have to trust your instinct and go if you think you can get there fastest. You know, when you've got players like Alpha, Zen, and Redosta in the field, they're all going to bet on themselves being the fastest quite often. So yeah, that's why we're seeing these double commits. It's not because they're failing to communicate. It's because they know if they waste any time at all, you take a quarter second before jumping, you're getting dusted to the ball.
Well, Vitality had a little bit of a look at offense. Didn't last nearly as long as they would have liked. And for Liquid, they don't even need a half chance to send the house. A fraction, they're happy to take it. Oski off the wall, good clear to Alpha, wanted the redirect. Get flashbacks every single time I see the ball in that position. As we are into the middle, Vitality playing a slow game here. Just trying to see what Liquid will do. This is off Vitality's own timeout.
Yeah, I would like to see a bit more confidence from Vitality in these races to the ball. I think they are, you know, if nothing else, they are inviting Team Liquid to play their style. This is exactly what Team Liquid want. They want to pressure their opponents. They want to have space to play with. And they are getting it. Vitality with some very deep rotations here. They can, Team Liquid, play this one out flawlessly.
He's out of boost now, but he's at least going to be menacing in midair. Now Zen versus the Chronic. Toe finally gets back. Oski is now back. Just what you were saying earlier on, Johnny, the speed that people recover now from whatever position is absolutely ridiculous. You get no time at all to really set up your play. You have to make the best that you can in as quick of a time as you can.
Yeah. I mean, that's why pretty much anything goes these days. Recoveries are instantaneous. And that just enables players to play in positions that would have been considered just far too risky back in the day. You know, you jump up, you pre-jump early. Oh, hold that.
No way.
Got Atto on the back wall again. You know, back in the day, you pre-jump early and you're not landing quickly, you're gone. You're out of the game. But these days, with all of the new wave dash mechanics, there's so many more ways to build up speed in the game. And all these players are so good at it. Dustin's read that very early here. Double at center, but Team Liquid have answered it well. It looks like Chronic and Oski actually landed on each other there. They are going to slow play the back corner. No mistakes this time from Oski. Yeah, that's another demo. Oski's there to clear it. Team Liquid starting to feel the pressure.
Yeah, Team Liquid looked dominant in the start of the game, but no goals for it. And Team Liquid, Team Vitality have taken over. Also, no goals for it. A Chronic, he's got options downfield. He's in fact those options started to bump each other. Is that just in?
Whoa.
Well, of all the ways that we have seen scoring this series, that was not the one I thought would win us one of them. Back down. Oski has a little bit of time, decides to play it off the wall, off the backboard, leaves it for a toe!
Oh!
Then keeps it out!
Oh, full team commit, but they got the save. They got the clear. Vitality, hold on. Just 10 seconds to go. Liquid still knocking at the door.
5 seconds. Oski, time again. Doesn't do the best job, actually does, but Zen just manages to sneak the ball away from him. And we do have overtime.
Costs have been pretty standard today. This one is as well. Oh, great commit there from Atto. The speed to shut down Zen while he's alone at the back there. Gets Team Liquid into a brilliant position. It's in field. And the double dive center blocks the follow-up shot.
Zen can't find a teammate. A toes downfield, still with 0 boost. He'd love to try and steal some, and he has done exactly that. Redosit to Zen. Wait a little bit too long. Liquid are sending everything right now. They want that second series. A toe off the challenge. Alpha crunches through it. But Vitality cannot get a repeat at the start of this game. They have to get rid of this ball.
I've done well there. They've managed their boost exceptionally well, Vitality, under so much pressure. First best of 7 on the line. Goal is required. Oh, Zen's got time on the play though. Oh, the flick was on by Chronic, saves it.
And that is after getting harassed in the back of the goal. Oh, another one. A toe jumped. That means champion field. Here we come.
And it's Redosin. Boost steal, demo, shot on target. Vitality were against it for much of that game. They were against it for much of that overtime, but they turn it around in the blink of an eye. And now they've got one more game between them and a tournament win for the first time in a long time. Alpha 54 back on top. Redosin in new territory. And Zen, I mean, every single series win is new territory for this guy, but we've not seen the end of him yet, I'm sure. We're going to see so many new levels in his career if he decides to keep going for a long time. What a stand by Vitality. I mean, even a triple committed defense needed there to stay alive. They did enough. They do give us what we all wanted, that exciting prospect of a Game 7.
I feel greedy at the moment. I feel greedy for what the Game 7 and the extra series. We've got the Game 7 here, Johnny. Zen, I mean, you talked about the triple commit. He was the one that actually made the contact. His 2 teammates weren't going to quite get there. That's the reason why you just need to full send in those positions. Don't worry about the recoveries. That can be dealt with later. No timeouts, no nothing. We've got players on the field. Team Liquid versus Team Vitality, bracket reset or regional championship.
And this is it. This is where we find out what the team can do. Oh, it's a kickoff goal! Huge blunder by Team Liquid. 2 players out the game in the center of the field, and Chronic turns away from the net. Bit too much of a gap between him and the goal there. But it's Redostin again. I mean, he's just put them into Game 7. Now he's put them ahead in Game 7.
That does now mean that Redostin's got 2 goals in 2 seconds. Congratulations. Alpha, reset. Shut down by a toe. Team Liquid already know how good Vitality's lockdown defense can be. They do not want to allow this 1-0 lead to stay. They definitely don't want to see a 2-goal deficit. For now, no time to panic.
You can't sit back if you're Vitality here. You've got so long to play. Team Liquid have found ways through your defense all day today, so you can't sit back. You have to keep the pressure on. You have to keep fighting for the midfield. As tempting as it is to just play, you know, with that park bus defense, I don't think that's what they're going to do here. They are still sending players every single time. Pressure on the ball. Zen with a shot on target. It's a slow one. And just another question, another brief question maybe, for Team Liquid to think about.
I mean, how incredible both these teams have been at finding the goalkeepers for the demos. It's just off the table entirely. You cannot allow yourself to get stuck back on your side of the field. So you have to keep playing this open gameplay. Redostin looking to try and add to the tally. Chronic's missed it. A toe goes low. You can see the bump attempts. None of them quite landing. Both teams doing a great job of just matrixing around. Toe's already up. Good challenge from him. Who's the first to follow? Oski gets contact. On the way back, nobody is there!
Whoa!
And Vitality see the lead disappear!
Zen creeping forward there. Thought Alpha was going to win the race in the midfield, but Alpha's miss actually leaves Zen stranded. Redostin not back yet. Suddenly they've lost their lead. You know, Zen, he did trust Alpha to get that touch. If Alpha did get that touch, Zen's through on goal. It's understandable. It's so tempting because you're clean through for another goal there. If Alpha gets the touch and hits it into the sidewall. If it doesn't happen, it's Team Liquid through for a goal. They might be in for another one here. The crossbar saves Vitality.
Stop talking about momentum. Oh my god, Zen! Oh, he's got it! Oh! A Chronic! How on earth have you kept this one each?
Almost sensational in the final. We're going to need to wait a bit longer if there's going to be a clip from the young man. Still at a deadlock. Team Liquid having to survive for long periods of time here, but so are Vitality. What a back and forth we've been blessed with.
Just think, anywhere else, plays like that, they score, they win, they get you championships. In this one, we just keep going. Oski fakes out Zen. Gets it past Redostin as well, but Redostin and Alpha do a great job of just delaying. Both teams have not panicked often. The only one that we did have was back in game number 5. Team Liquid were the ones that came to regret that.
Oh my. What an interception that was from Oski. Turning a very precarious position into possession for Team Liquid. Here he goes again. He's stopped at ceiling height by Alpha 54. The challenges are being put in the most ridiculous position. Shogun, it doesn't matter where you attack from. There's another player there. Final 2 minutes. The final game of our potential first best of 7.
I've had a coffee before this because my eyes have got a zip everywhere just to try and keep up. A Chronic delays that one. Comes out, plenty of time for a toe who can control it. Back down, Oski dives in. It's a lot of trust put into the teammate. A Chronic's the last one off the challenge. Here's the follow, and a toe is finally back. But every time we get into those positions, yes, the recovery back is quick. But a Chronic has to get a delay, and he's done it every time.
And you know, it might not look like much, but that save on a low 50 is massive for Team Liquid. Zen's
No way. No way!
And it's in for Zen. It's in for Vitality. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to play. They're up by 1.
Is it the storyline ending? For Zen, he just wants to see a minute and 10 whittle away off that clock and claim his first regional championship in his first regional attempt. Is that going to be the way of it? A second goal would do wonders. It's gone down, tried for the pinch. Toe somehow had it read. Now he's on the counter. Oh, he missed.
The post pitch goes the wrong way. Team Liquid so close. They're still so close to tying the game. But a difficult position to control goes against him. I don't know if it was a shot he needed to rush. In fact, I'm fairly sure it wasn't. But if you don't take that one quickly, it might just bounce upwards away from you. So you can't really blame him for rushing that shot at the near post. Very difficult to squeeze those in. Team Liquid couldn't do it this time.
Toe. Has he got the support? Does he need the support? He's left it. Oski and Chronic both in. Not the best play from Radosin. That was a good opportunity for Vitality to waste so much time at the clock. Chronic back out. Booming clear. 10 seconds. Team Liquid, what have you got?
Yes, Team Liquid are a start for boost there. The attack slowed down. And here comes a Chronic. Reset, tries to fake the defenders out, but they're both waiting for him. He's giving them the ball. Vitality are going to win this. They've done it. In their first regional with Zen, they are the champions of Europe.
The future is now. Team Vitality are your champions. And we have 2 more of these tournaments to go. Congratulations to them. And Johnny, what a series. I love every moment of that. I'm a little upset we didn't get a second one, but you know what? I'll take what we got.
Sometimes you just have to take what you get, Rockley. We all love a bracket reset, but what a series that was. Vitality tested to the limit here, but they have proven again that after that timeout, they come back stronger. The last time they played Team Liquid in the upper final, they took every single game after the timeout when they were down 2-1. This time, down 3-2, they call timeout, and again, they're able to get the win. It's crazy to witness such a new team to the scene, playing with such synergy, such trust in each other. Wow, Europe is wide open now. BDS are back. Vitality on top. Carmine Corp licking their wounds for the time being, but we know that's going to probably be a regain. Team Liquid, what a team. Question marks about their stability being raised after day 1 on Twitter, but I think they've silenced all the doubters with their performance in this tournament.
I think there's so many teams that can be so happy. And as you mentioned, there's a lot of teams waiting in the wings that could have won this tournament today, and we would not have bat an eye. It was that level of quality. Johnny, when we came in today, we said that this was the most stacked top 4 ever in a regional.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that the level of play followed exactly that. It has been such great fun. Team Liquid, commiserations. They came all this way to drop at the final moment. But for everyone at home, your champions, Team Vitality.
I'm lucky enough to be joined by Alpha 54. And Alpha, first off, congratulations. It must feel so good to be back on top.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it has been quite a while I haven't won a regional, so yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, people are talking about how Team Vitality and Europe in general at the moment are upping the skill ceiling. But for your team, how high is that ceiling?
I mean, I don't know if we are like peaking this regional, but I think that we found like a really good consistency between each other. Like we understand each other really, really well. It has only been like maybe a month that we are teaming together, not even. So yeah, I think we aren't playing at our best, but we are playing really, really well. And I think we showed this whole tournament that we are going to be a good team.
Just to make people even more terrified, if that wasn't your best, what would it be out of 10 for your guys' potential level?
I mean, it's hard to tell, but I think it was like we were playing really, really well this tournament. But it's the first like real RLCS tournament, so I can't even tell if you are going to play that good every time or even better or worse. I can't really tell, but I'm happy if we keep playing this way.
Well, something to look forward to. And I want to ask you personally, how much are you enjoying playing the game at the moment? Because I've seen your recent interviews in Gamers Without Borders, and you just seem like you're just loving Rocket League.
Yeah, I mean, I found like a lot of motivations after like the bad results we had last year, and I wanted to come back on top. And I don't know, I've just been grinding so much, and I wanted more. So yeah, I think it's just showing now.
Have you guys been pushing each other in training or in scrims? Anything that you've learned from one another?
Well, in scrims, we take like every scrims really seriously. We try to win every of them. So because we knew that we had like such a short like span of time to get like a really good playstyle with Zen, since like he came like 2 or 3 weeks before RLCS, so we knew that we had to play like really well in scrims so it could show in tournament. So I'm really happy to get the first regional win in his first ever like RLCS tournament.
Yeah, I mean, happiness seems to be the key word here. We saw Zen and Radosin dancing behind Farah earlier. I don't think we saw you. Where was your dancing, Alpha?
No, I'm not that type of guy, but you know, I was happy in my own way.
I'm the same. I'm the one who always hides away somewhere at weddings when everyone tries to get me to dance, so I don't blame you there. Before we let you go and celebrate, you've definitely earned it. Any final words you want to say?
I just want to thank like everyone for supporting us, like all the Vitality fans, all the French fans, and everyone in general. And we will see you in Regional 2 for hopefully the same result.
I myself am already scared. Thank you very much, Alpha.
Thank you.